Yeah, that's what I call timing. Dark Barman 162 back again with some more buttons in here. Yeah, going straight into the changelogs because I have some things to say, and it's going to be quite over in here. So, yeah, last time was 13, so on the 14th I did two things. For fuck's sake, typo! I pretty much typoed somewhere within the radar pane numbers. So whoops on that one. I also forgotten to get something that I passed through the function, because it just loads the same value for everything. Whoops on that one. So yeah, next thing, just in case the graph doesn't want to behave, this is apparently everything Stepmania related, but pretty much non-outfox, should I say, because even there the last second doesn't come through, and with that the reposition doesn't happen. Yeah, not really sure why that is that. And yeah, for things in here, I would be potentially saying stuff depends and everything. Not really sure, but still. So yeah, I hope it's worked, but I might need to go back on that later. Next thing, after a few days, forgotten eternal conditions in the metrics. Yeah, I just tested a few things. It's still not everything because yeah, most of the reason was because of I went over into testing out if the online feature does work. I think I still got some, yeah, the next thing, additional Eterna BS. Yeah, one thing is pretty much this has something to do with screen grades and screen summary singles, for singles and doubles. Because, yeah, for whatever reason, Eterna does not have certain things that has something to do with the top grades and whatnot, as well as song actuals and possibles and whatnot. Because of that, yeah, I had to do that one myself. Also, this is also the point where I went with the, which I should not have put it there, should have had put it in the one before, because I also got the get lobby user list that Eterna has. Otherwise, I just do whatever I had before, which is the usual. Some fixes and some additional checks. That is mainly because of checking for not Eterna stuff. Something for yeah, checking for screen gameplay sync machine. Also, I might need to go there again for something else, and I may have that for elsewhere, it depends. So yeah. Also check for is old Stepmania, because I am trying on getting support for that one as well. And I pretty much passed over something that I used during the Eterna thingamajiggy for the Groove Raider calculation. Since I did not have that one online, but I have it locally, of course it's not getting used, so potentially if anyone has played with it on Eterna at the point where I mentioned or where I got the update through, it has now been fixed. And yeah, some other thingamajiggies in terms of, actually, Old Eterna does not have the multitudes of effects that had been that's now there from now on. So pretty much the huge set is pretty much from 5.1. Also, I copy pasted something from thingamajiggy SL, because of yeah, because before 5.1 there are still some config stuff, and I'm pretty much checking if there are functions available and then pretty much just get certain things out if that is the case or not. And something that I did yesterday, I forgot a player here. That is during player score, and I whoops on that one. I don't need that. I didn't need that anywhere else because it's not butchered elsewhere. So yeah, that is pretty much all that. I need to get this one back to the side. Thank you very much. And I still have a few things going in the background. This will take a while. I should have actually pre-opened that one. So yeah, I have something within score. Apparently I should be actually checking it here. I said something about wife 3 that I want to bring over that I then cut out because of it being misbehaving on certain things. I brought it back in, but it's not live yet because I might need to do something regarding that once it gets to count nodes separately. Because, yeah, about stuff, like within in here, if there is a hold and at the same position where the hold ends, there is another node, a judgment for not only the regular node, but also the hold tail was. Pretty much goes through. That should not be there. With that, I should be potentially saying either stuff needs to be changed or I need to count that one through elsewhere. So yeah, that is that which I which I still have to do. No, I still have something within step cache to show just how long what it takes to cache and load. Load I don't have. Another something that I also have in the background. I will be doing an update for earlier Stepmania, but I can't go below Stepmania 5.0.5. That is the current lowest point I can have my theme supported. I may have another idea on what I need to do for on how to get stuff through in here. So yeah, also because of all Stepmania, certain things are just non-existent on my end. So with that, I would be then saying, also with certain things, I don't need certain things to even be there. Also yeah, because of stuff with the score types that's selectable. Yeah, I am going to rework that, and I already have it there. Pretty much to potentially have potential more types. And when I'm within Eterna, percent is already wife 3 because it uses that as everything else. So with that, pretty much just using that as everything else. And that is pretty much it, except for anything. Ah yeah, certain screens will have their next and previous screen changed, because they go back one page too far down, which is something. They go into screen options service instead of their various sub where they are in. So yeah, that's all that. Now I can close this and now I can go in. Also in terms of thingamajiggies, because I am also having problems on 507. Yeah, was it that? Yeah, 507 was it? Was it that even? I'm not even sure. Pretty much the lowest point I can be on. I think it was fuck's sake, 505. You know what? Just to get it over in here, I am checking what I have. Batmania 505. There we go. I am also checking for the node skin. And I might need to change something to have support to downstairs as well. Potentially. Because of that, I might need to do this one everywhere. Which might be something. So yeah. Continuing. And I have been at places. Because during my checking... Also another something, I'm not really sure where scratches 0.40 came in. Oh no, wait a second. Wait, that pretty much means it is not searching for scratches. It actually pulled the version number. The fuck, please? It shouldn't be doing that. So now I know what's going on there. But with that, I might need to recache, because that is not what was supposed to happen. And maybe it has something to do because it had happened before something? I'm not really sure on stuff, but still. So yeah, last time I went through all of here, and now I am going through... How much was it even? This is going to be equalish. Also, I'm already seeing this connection issues of the Steam Deck itself. Maybe that's the reason why stuff was pretty much unsure. Why it was pretty much disconnecting at points potentially. So yeah, also in terms of thingamajiggies, last time I did not had a banner or a jacket in here. Now I actually added that one in here. And I'm not really sure if I can actually have that one like potentially a fallback for everything. I'm not really sure how that actually works, but I might be able to do those, depending, since there are those in here as well. So yeah, I might add some stuff in here as well. I should have actually done that one here. Either way, going in. And this is pretty much already what the hell. Fuck's sake. And there is a whole lot of stuff going in. And this one is the easiest. The fuck, please. Also, because of the usual, have to go in to pretty much have everything fixed in somewhere else. Keep it top. And yeah, that's why actually potentially for certain things where it is thingamajiggy, would be potentially saying should not be having it. That it would pretty much mean that if I have it elsewhere, and if it's that, then I may have it elsewhere. I mean, I can still keep it there. But if I then... No, it would be then changing it either way. Whatever. Pretty much I can't even go in here because of the whole thingamajiggy. So yeah, that is pretty much everything. So... Also, I think I had that one. Ah, geez, how much is there? That's instant. It was semi-instant, so... Yeah, pretty much those hold ends would have pretty much triggered Wife 3 to go over 100%. But even because of other things, I'm not even sure if that would even be doing anything, because I can't even check on Eterna if it's also still doing it there. Okay, pretty much there in the middle. In the beginning, I mean. immediately with nothing, the usual. Also because of that desync in the beginning part. This is pretty much the reason why I hate no measures. Skipping immediately, and there has been none in here though. Oh, so many. So much I could have taken 2 drinks. One and I can wipe. Because of condensation. Condensation. There we go. Okay, that was there. I thought it was the pew. Well, also another something. I pretty much noticed that certain graphics were. I probably potentially saying stuff like stretch in terms of graphics and potentially res might not actually be used properly. So potentially I might need to have it somewhat else something. Also, did I not go in here? No, I didn't even go in here yet. Whoops. I wasn't even in here. More stuff, I mean. Yeah. I'm not even going there. It's okay, nothing to load, something to delete. Apparently it's one of the other ones. Yeah, also the notes, the total is something that has been added in before. It has been 5.1 that had it added. Potentially? Or somewhat along the lines of in between where I'm currently in. Because the earliest version doesn't even have it. So that's going to be something. And I fucking hate it in terms of the titles being used for the last one. actually, depending on the amount I'm going through, because there are several within one that I'm going through. Very much a bit too much, so no. Low-key sounds what? But that's something else. And let's go. Geez, I'm still quicker. That's something. I think that's the only thing I can do. Yeah, because everything else is too hard. Could potentially go over in here, but it's the second half that has stuff. Also, this one has a speed up. Also, a lot of stuff here again. Also, I would be potentially saying we're seeing major stuff of quality in here. Also, step art is being set in here. Nice. So yeah, about that. I might go in. No, wait a second. This time it's just that. So, what was the other thing over there? Well, I'm pretty sure what the hard part was. Potentially the stuff there and whatnot. Also, in actuality, do I still have everything on? I think I might have it as SPS, so I leave it at that. There's a bit much, so no there. But hey, and the usual, geez, there's so much stuff. Should potentially also stuff load the set how many key sounds there are? That was something. Yeah, pretty much I can't go even there. And 99? Well, that's a whole bunch. Yeah, 8 is too much. Especially if SPS says it's 9, actually. So, yeah.
맑은 하늘 구름 속에 고이 숨겨둔 내 마음 소망 모두 담아 빛은 나의 미신 한음 굴지어져 많이 속 넣지 너 그거 나한테 조금만 줄 수 없겠니 난 단호하게 될 거라고 절대 안 되지 그러자 니는 속에 맺혀버린 눈물에 나를 줘버렸지 내 몫을 심고서 땅에다 토닥토닥 물 주고 햇볕 주고 꽉 안아줬어 시간이 지나도 무엇도 내지 않고 심화할 수없이 네가 키워준 씨앗들이 피어나 내 마음 속에 살포시 심어진 기억의 조각들이 깨끗이 봄이 오는 듯한 들리니 이런 것이 그대가 나에게 안겨준 기적이라 넘어가는 소리가 나의 맘을 가득 채워가며 피어나
Well, 0.3 missing. Still, not sure he, especially if this one is, yeah, because way more doubles, and because of doubles, I'm not risking it. I keep on saying what I want to do, and I potentially might be actually going through because of stuff.
Down.
Fucks you. Also, sun is coming in mainly because of... it had rained mere hours before the stream starting. Oops. And yeah. Because it pretty much stopped, the sun is now coming back in. Yeah, also it's long. Barely. Aiden? Almost sounded like a double. The fuck is going on here? I mean, a whole bunch of more in here because of course, so yeah. So why the fuck this many? Apparently it will be a long one session, even though because of several, it's going to be longer than the last one, which was shorter, even though having similar sized stuff. Yeah. Seriously, before it was dark, now it's bright. Usually it's the opposite around. I said stuff about that already. Also, it might actually be summer. So yeah, going over in here, and apparently there's stuff with a medium. Oops. Okay then, this is, I think the major stuff is going to be there on medium. Let's check. The usual with me just going around BSing with mashing. Trish, what the hell? It's just this. It could go several ways. It was too late on that one. Well. FIONA and go in here. Okay. Well. That one's pointed to easy. Okay.
정말로 있다면 나를 다시 그 시절로 되돌려줄래 순진한 약속은 소녀의 키스로 기적을 일으켜 거짓 속 추억을 진실 속 환상을 기억나지 않는 꿈결에 이끌려 이어지는 갈림길은 이정표도 없는 기다림의 미국 끊임없는 그것은 마법의 꿈일까
A bit of there. Yeah, way too much there. There, and this is the only thing I can go through. I shall be going through here as well for any other things that cannot be loaded. That one's actually a 6? I wasn't even paying attention at that one. No, wait, what? Okay, I misread that one totally different. It was actually a 5. Even there, I'm still not sure about it. Yeah, I'm not going there because too many doubles. I hear stuff in the background, but I'm not really sure if it's upstairs or whatever. It's upstairs. Yeah, way too much. That one has... I might actually go all three, except the last one, which is too much. Almost. God damn it, why did I even go that low? Whatever, could have been FC, but because of one thing, I missed it. So, that was the double. Well, yeah, would be potentially saying I could see it why it has been put higher, but it's still 6 because actually it's more tricky because of holds. So I would be potentially saying nyeh, 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 nyeh. Or because of the difference between 5 and 6, maybe that's already enough. Why is this higher? Well, I don't have anything else, but that is something that. Okay. Yeah. Did I not break combo at the end there? Not really, but I still broke it at where I would be potentially breaking it afterwards, but nah. The hell that second banana though? That's something. So yeah, onward.